On today's video, you'll be learning how to make this dress display on the screen. I posted the original version of the dress on my YouTube short. Some people requested I should teach them how to make the dress. I made some changes on the neckline because I didn't like that type of turtleneck. I didn't want mine to be high. But I will be teaching you how you can achieve the exact neckline on my thumbnail. Just make sure you don't skip any part and also watch till the end so that you can learn one or two things. At the end of this video, if you find my tutorial helpful, please make sure you subscribe to my channel if you have not subscribed, and also turn on your notification bell to get notified once I upload a new video. Okay, I have my chantley lace here. I bought 2 years of it. If you don't know how to manage the fabric, you can buy 2.5. This is the doll face satin that I'll be using as the underlay. You also need to buy your lining. I have this ankara that I'll be using for the combination. I made use of 2 years. So you can use any fabric of your choice depending on what you want. Okay, I'll be drafting on a pattern paper for the purpose of clarity. I'll be attaching my body measurement on the screen. Please, if you don't want to waste your fabric, you draft on a pattern paper, because if you draft on your main fabric, you end up wasting your fabric. So I will go ahead and mark out my starting point line. I'll be drafting the front part first. So my measurement will be starting from this line. So I will start by inserting my vertical measurement. To get my chest line, you divide your round bust by 6 and add extra 2 inches. For me, I have 9 inches for my chest line. My nipple point is 10.5 inches. I'll mark it. My under bust is 14 inches. My waistline is 17.5 inches. And for the Basque waistline, I'll be coming down by 4.5 inches from my waistline. You can use 5 or 6 depending on how low you want it. For me, I came down by 4.5 inches from my waistline. So after that, I'll go ahead now and rule out my lines. After ruling out my lines, the next thing now is to place my horizontal measurement, and I will start with my shoulder width. My shoulder width is 16. I divide it by 2. I have 8 inches. I'll also mark it on my chest line so that I can get a straight line. I'll connect it with a straight line. On my chest line, I'll be placing quarter of my round bust measurement. So you divide your round bust by 4. So I will place my measurement here. I won't be adding any sewing allowance on this pattern. I'll be adding it on my fabric when I'm transferring my pattern to the fabric. So I will divide my round waist by 4. I will mark it on my half length line. After that, I'll be connecting it to the back waistline. So if you have a big tummy like me, you won't connect it straight. You'll be adding 1 inch to whatever you have on your waistline. I have 10 inches on my waistline. If I add 1 inch, I have 11 inches. So I will place it on my bust line. This is to give space for my big tummy so that it can accommodate it very well. I will connect the dots with a straight line. So on the waist, I will flay it out. Can you see the shape? If you have a flat tummy, just screw it straight to the back waistline. There's no need of curving it the way I did. So the next thing now is to mark my neck width. So the next style of this dress is turtleneck. So I'll mark 3 for the width and 3 for the depth. So if you want the exact neckline on the thumbnail, I'll be showing you how you can achieve that. So first of all, I will make a square line so that I can get the curve very well. After making the square line, I'll be coming out by 1 inch from this angle. If you want to make the one on the thumbnail, instead of you to curve it, you will make it as V neckline. You just slant it this way. Instead of round neckline, you slant it. After sewing your dress, you can cut a band of 2.5 inches and attach it the normal way we used to sew turtleneck dress. I don't like the turtleneck on my thumbnail, that's why I changed my own neckline. So I'm done curving the neckline. So I'll be coming down by 1 inch for the shoulder slant, and I will connect it. After connecting it, from the shoulder slant, I will divide what I have. I'll get the midpoint. I'll come in by 1/2 inch I'll mark the ½ inch and I'll connect it with a straight line. After that, you can curve your armhole. I have several tutorials on my channel on how to draft a basic bodice pattern. I'm just repeating this process for the sake of those people that are seeing my video for the first time, so that they can follow the tutorial. So after that, I'll be marking my dart and I'll be using my nipple to nipple point measurement. My nipple to nipple point measurement is 9 inches. I'll divide it by 2. I have 4.5, so I place it on my nipple point line and I place it on my waistline so that I can get a straight line. After marking the straight line, I'll be tightening my underbust on the both side of the dart. So for this side I'll be marking 1 inch and for this side I'll be marking 1.5. I'll come down by ½ inch from my bust point line. So after that I'll be curving it. If you're from bust 36 to 40, you can take ½ inch on the center front and 1.5 inches on the side front. Can you see how I place my pattern master? So you curve it very well. After that, I will rule a straight line. On this side, I will be coming in by 1 inch on the Basque waistline to slant it. If you have a flat tummy, you will rule it straight down. There's no need of slanting it the way I did. This gown is armhole princess that bustier. So to achieve that, what I'll be doing now is to divide my armhole by 2. So you measure it this way, you get the midpoint. From the midpoint I'll be connecting it. To eliminate the pointiness on the bust area, you come up by ½ inch from the bust point and you connect it the way you see me doing. After connecting it, I'll be tightening the armhole by half inch on the both sides. So I'll take ½ inch on this side and ½ inch on this side. After that, I'll connect it to the ½ inch I came up from my under bust. Can you see how I'm connecting it? You make sure you blend it so that you will not have sharp point there. After blending it, I'll be replacing the ½ inch I used to tighten the armhole. So the ½ inch is 1 inch. I'll come out by 1 inch from this side and I will reconnect it to my armhole the way you see me doing. After that, the next thing now is to cut it out. After cutting it, this is what I have. Can you see that the armhole is matching? So the next thing now is to alter the pattern to achieve the style I have on my thumbnail. To do that, the first thing is to tape down your armhole. You tape it down the way you see me doing. After taping it down, I'll be coming in by 1 inch on this side of my armhole. If you like, you can make it 1.5 inches. You can make it 1.5 or 2 inches. So from this one, I'll make a straight line to the under bust. I'll use my ruler now to mark my line. Just fix your eyes on the screen. I'll make sure I have 1 inch here. So I'll connect it. Can you see what I'm doing? Please ignore my rough marking. I'm just trying to highlight it so that you understand what I did. So I'll be cutting it out from the under bust. This is from my shoulder to under bust, which is 14. So that's where I'll be cutting it out from. After cutting it out, I will match it together, and I will use my tape to tape it down. Don't cut it out, please. You tape it down so that you can get your Basque waistline. Before you tape it down, make sure that the lines are aligning. So I'll go ahead now and secure it. After taping it down, I will curve it out from here. You see, so you don't need to cut it out. You tape it down before you cut it the way you see me doing. You can rewatch the video again if you don't understand. Can you see what I'm doing? After cutting this side, I will cut off the shoulder slant. So you make sure you trim off the shoulder slant. After that, I will now remove the sellotape. Just remove it gently. This is what I have. Can you see it's coming out already? So you can label it. This is the side. You can use an arrow to indicate it. This is not necessary, but you can just do it so that you will not get confused when you want to transfer to your fabric. So the next thing now is to do the Basque waistline. So from the waist to the Basque is 4.5 inches. So I'll be slanting it from the waistline. From here, just follow what I'm doing, you get it right. You slant it this way. After slanting it, I'll go ahead and cut it out. This is the end of the front part. I'll go ahead now and cut the back part. So I have my pattern for the back. This is my zipper allowance, my 2 inches zipper allowance. I'm going to insert half of my shoulder width, from my shoulder to my chest line, from my shoulder to my bust point, and from my shoulder to the waistline. After that, I'll be placing my dart line, which is 4.5 inches. The 4.5 inches is half of my nipple to nipple point measurement. So I place it on my bust point line. After that, you really straight down. So from the bust point, I came down by 1 inch, and on the dart leg, I mark half inch on the both side. After that, you slant it the way you see me doing. So the next thing now is to mark my neck width, which is 3 inches, and for the back neck depth, I use 1 inch. So I will curve my back neckline. I will come down by half inch for the shoulder slant. I will connect it. On the chest line, I will place quarter of my round bust measurement. On the waistline, I will place quarter of my round waist. I will add 1 inch for the dart intake. I took half inch on the both dart leg, that is 1 inch. You replace it. So I will connect it. After connecting it, I will curve my armhole the way you see me doing. The next thing is to remove the back zipper bulge so that if I fix my zipper, it will relax very well. So on the waistline, I will come in by 0.75 and I will slant it the way you see me doing. So I will go ahead now and cut it out. So my back part will not be having that, so I will just cut this dart open and I will close it with my sellotape. This is because of the design on the back part, so I won't be adding a dart. I will slash it open so that I can match it together. After matching it together, you hold it down. It's very necessary you do it this way so that it will fit very well. If you observe, you find out that the down part is curved. With that, the back part will relax and fit very well. So before I cut the design on the back part, I'll be transferring this pattern to my lining. I don't want my lining to have that design, so I've already cut it out. Can you see? I added 2 inches for my side seam sewing allowance. I'll also show you how you can add it on the main fabric. I added 1/2 inch round, so I will notch my zipper allowance on the lining. So the next thing now is to show you how I cut it. So from the armhole side, I came in by 1/2 inch. After that, I'll be coming up by 5 inches from the waistline. So from this 1/2 inch now, I will connect it this way. Can you see what I'm doing? After that, you can go ahead and cut it out. After cutting it out, the next thing I'll be doing now is to transfer it to my fabric. So I have my fabric here. I'll fold it into 2 and I'll place my back part on it. You make sure you pin it down so that it won't be moving around when you are cutting it. So I'll be adding 1/2 inch on the down part. I will add 2 inches for side seam sewing allowance. Measure your 2 inches. I'll also add 1/2 inch on the armhole. Just fix your eyes on the screen, you understand what I'm doing. Adding 1/2 inch on this part too. After that, I'll go ahead and cut it out. For the center back, I'll be cutting it first on my satin fabric. After cutting it on my satin fabric, I'll place it on my chantilly lace and cut it out. I'll also do the same thing on my lining. So I'll add 1/2 inch round the pattern the way you see me doing. Please use your tape to measure your 1/2 inch. For me, I can use my eyes to gaze it, so I'll cut it out. For the center back, I added 1/2 inch all round. So I have my front pattern here. I'll go ahead and transfer it to my fabric also. After folding my fabric, I also place my side front on the pattern the way you see me doing. So after holding it with a pin, I will add 1/2 inch on the down part and I will also add 1/2 inch on the shoulder. So for the side seam sewing allowance, I'll be adding 3 inches. This is because of the dart intake we took. For the under bust tightening, so you add enough sewing allowance so that you will not run shortage of fabric. I also added on my armhole. For this side, I'll be adding 1/2 inch. Please note that this tutorial is divided into 2 parts. The video was getting too long, so I have to divide it into 2 so that you not get confused along the line. So make sure you watch out for the part 2, which is the sewing tutorial. I'll be showing you how you can part the bust area very well, how to cut the lower part and how to sew with a neat finishing. This is what I have. So for the center front, I'll be using my doll face satin to cut it out first. So after cutting it out, I will go off camera and place it on my chantilly lace and my lining to cut exactly what I cut on my satin fabric. You don't cut directly on your chantilly lace because it will be moving around, so you cut on your satin first. Alright, so I added 1/2 inch all around the way you see me doing. After that, I'll go ahead and cut it out. After cutting it out, I'll also cut out the remaining part, which is the side front. So I added ½ inch round. Can you see the way I'm adding it? Make sure you use your tape to measure. So on this pointy side, I will make it square like this. Can you see? So I'll go ahead and cut it out. If you find my tutorial interesting and helpful, please make sure you subscribe to my channel if you have not subscribed, and also turn on your notification bell so that if I post a new video, you'll be the first to get notified. Thanks for watching. Bye.